Hey guys, Ed Kimberley from Blaze TV here, alongside Blaze head coach Danny Stewart. We just wanted to have a little bit of a chat, give a little bit of an update. So, Danny, first of all, now that the dust has settled a little bit, how are you feeling right now after the decision?
Well, I mean, I can't sit here and say I was shocked by the decision. Obviously, the league's been meeting quite frequently and been getting updates from them, and we obviously suspected that this day, especially within the last 2-3 weeks, I think it started to come to light, and obviously when the announcement was made, it just became reality. I guess you always, I think everyone was trying to stay optimistic and hold on to the hope that it might happen. But no, I feel bad. I feel bad for everybody involved. We had such a fantastic year last season, and we were able, which we'll talk about a little later, we were able to get back such a good group of guys, and it was still ongoing, and then this to happen, it's just for the organization from the top to the bottom through the coaching staff and the fans involved, the sponsors, and especially the players. That's who I'm most gutted for. These guys were all excited to come back, and now they're put in a position where they got to scramble and try to find a job elsewhere. So more than anybody, I feel for the players.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it'd be stupid to say that, the Blaze aren't the only affected team, but they are one of the biggest affected teams by this when we talk about purely on ice. Last year was an incredible season. The guys were really firing. They were hot from the beginning of the year, the calendar year. There was the expectation that a playoff trophy was really achievable. That momentum is that dissipated now because of this?
Well, I mean, I would say, yeah. I mean, being realistic and being honest, yeah, I would have to say so. I'd be a fool to say that we're just going to pick up 18 months later where we left off. But we're going to work hard to try and get as many of these guys to commit back for the 21-22 season. Obviously, that's I think very important to even try and replicate what we did in the last year and a half. And we had the great run in the 2 seasons ago as well, and I think that, although we didn't bring a huge quarterback, it kind of created a little momentum for us. But yeah, it definitely puts a hurdle in front of us. But you know what? It's like I said, everybody in all aspects of life has been affected by this thing, and we're not going to sit here and play the victim card. And every team's been affected, every player, coach, employee, employer, and we just got to find a way through it and work even harder now.
We were bringing back a great group, and there were a couple of names that we hadn't been able to put out. I think just with the timing and the uncertainty, and we knew that there was a decision going to be made soon. But uh, tell us who was going to come back in addition to who we already announced, Dan.
Well, obviously, I've just got my list here. We had announced Feds, obviously, and then Broller and Bloodoff we had announced, and then I believe Drew and Hamonic were the other two, along with Motter. But we had Headley coming back as our backup goalie, and David Clements was coming back. We had Alex Forbes coming back, along with Ross Venus to complete our British core, and we were potentially looking to add maybe a younger Brit as well to add to that mix. We'd also signed Yanni Lackinen back as well, who was such a big player for us last year, and who else we got here? Johnny Curran was signed to come back as well. And that, Forbes, I mentioned. I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all 12 of them. I mean, on I don't know if it matters whether I say it. We kind of held fort on signing new guys. The focus was to, focus on our group from last year, and we were still talking to Chris Polkamp and Dylan Lawrence, and Dylan Eichstad still hadn't committed anywhere else. And I'd say the only four guys that were a certainty of not coming back were obviously Charles Corcoran and Andrew Johnson, who had signed for other clubs, and Justin Hash and Matt Polkamp, who had look like they're gonna look at pastures outside of hockey. So no, it was unfortunate. We had come to a verbal agreement with Dryden Dow from Dundee last season, who obviously led the league in goals as a defenseman, and we were looking at him as not a like for like replacement for Justin Hash, but he would certainly a replacement in the sense that he would pick up the offense that we were going to be left without, and heard great things about him. But that was just verbal. We didn't put anything in place. I think it got to the point where everything was really questionable here in the last couple of weeks, and so it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, for sure. An incredible group to bring back. Danny, for you as well, what does that mean for the summer? Are you're going to be sticking around? You're based in Coventry anyway.
Yeah, obviously, little ones just started school, and my wife works, and it's. I think obviously we're looking at what we can do here. In this time, there's the small chance of a February start, but I'm gonna try to be as realistic as can be. I'm not gonna, the hope is there, but certainly for all our players, I can't tell them, hey, hold on till then, because I think the priority for us is to make sure we do our part to help these guys find jobs and help them ensure that they're playing hockey for this season. And if something comes up where we're able to do something in February, then maybe a handful of them might be able to still commit to us, maybe not. It'll be a mad scramble, I would think, at that point, to try and put a team together and in time to put something together. But I think for the most part, this is an opportunity for us to kind of look at all areas again and just try to work and get better in areas and revamp for the next season.